Well, tomorrow, the family of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and people across the country will gather at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. This will be the 60th anniversary of the historic March on Washington, where Dr. King gave his famous "I Have a Dream" speech.
And Denver 7's Jessica Crawford is joining us now. Jessica, one Coloradan is making the trip to D.C. for this special anniversary. And of course, it comes at a time when many of the same civil and social justice issues are on top of people's minds right now. And, 60 years later,
right.
What has happened? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's former Judge Dianne Briscoe. She's the one who's going to be heading over there. Organizers are calling this march a continuation of the work that was done back in 1963. And yes, it does come at a time when some Americans are facing eroded voting rights. Affirmative action in colleges was recently struck down, as well as a rise in hate crimes taking place now. I spoke with a Coloradan who says for her, this march is personal.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
August 28, 1963, at the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered the historic speech, "I Have a Dream."
Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice.
The March on Washington, a nonviolent protest, attracted as many as 250,000 people to the Lincoln Memorial. It helped till the ground for passage of federal civil rights and voting rights legislation in the years that followed.
I don't remember what year, but
Dianne Briscoe's mother, Ruth Cousins Denny, was there, and she made sure others were there too.
my mother helped get James Baldwin here to do a fundraiser for money to take two busloads of people to the March on Washington in 1963.
Denny was a leader of the Denver social justice organization Congress of Racial Equality.
We actually had meetings in my home, our home, and I remember sitting on the floor and helping make picket signs, and my mother actually put my brother and I on picket lines.
Denny was fighting for companies to hire African Americans.
Congress of Racial Equality in Colorado picketed Denver Dry Goods, Zone Cab Company, Safeway, and King Soopers because of discriminatory hiring practices. And so this is my mother on the picket line.
Jobs weren't the only concern addressed at the March on Washington, an event that happened against the backdrop of racial violence and segregation.
There were still Jim Crow laws throughout the South. There was still systemic segregation, not just in the South, but also in other parts of the United States through redlining in terms of who could live where, in terms of where you could buy real estate. Schools were still segregated.
Civil rights attorney Terrence Carroll says the 1963 March on Washington felt like an almost religious experience for the people there fighting for their rights.
Black folks still had a hard time voting in some parts. In fact, were systematically denied the right to vote. And so those things were at the core of what the people who showed up in Washington, D.C. in 1963 were actually trying to combat.
Organizers call the 60th anniversary of the event a continuation of the work that was done because many of the problems addressed in 1963 persist.
This thing of banning books and not teaching history, not teaching Black history, my mother would be appalled, angry, hurt that, putting in all of this work to have such hatred going on in this country and things happening that she was trying to fight.
For that reason, Briscoe is doing now just as her mother did 60 years ago, attending the March on Washington.
Personally, I'm fulfilling a dream and carrying on the legacy of my mother.
Her mother, who would give this advice:
keep raising our voices.
Just as the attendees of the March on Washington did 60 years ago, in hopes of making their collective dream of equality come true.
Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
And honestly, I learned so much getting to talk to former
Oh,
Judge
yeah.
Dianne Briscoe just about the history of Colorado and the amazing role that her mother played in it.
And wild to see the similarities from 60 years ago to today.
Absolutely.
Incredible
The message so important
perspective.
still,
Yeah.
Yes, we have a lot to learn from the past. Well, Ruth Cousins Denny was inducted into the Colorado Women's Hall of Fame last year. The March on Washington takes place tomorrow at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C.